And like this is one of those, I don't know what to do about this. The Florida Surgeon General was blocked from sharing a COVID vaccine study on Twitter, and he called it an enormous deal. He went on with Tucker Carlson, which I guess I gotta give you a content warning. You're gonna have to see Tucker Carlson. He went on with Tucker Carlson to get upset about the censorship he faced from Twitter.
Joseph Ladapo is a physician. He's got credentials equal to any doctor in the United States. He is now...
No, actually, no. His superior at the hospital that Ron DeSantis picked him from actually said he was extremely unqualified. He didn't have any credentials, and Ron DeSantis just picked him. Mainly because, I'm going to assume his demographic had something to do with it. You'll see what I mean here in a second. And the fact that he was willing to say some complete fucking nonsense during COVID.
Is a physician. He's got credentials equal to any doctor. Joseph Ladapo is a physician.
Hey. That was weird.
So on Twitter, he recently announced the results of an analysis conducted by the Department of Health in the state of Florida, and it found a, quote, 84% increase in the relative incidence of cardiac-related death among males 18 to 39 years old.
By the way, that is not true. YouTube, please make sure that you do not take me down, because that is not true at all, and I'm going to show how it's not true here in just a second.
So you'd think that would be leading the New York Times, but no, everyone's trying to make those facts go away. Twitter removed that tweet, which described the findings. Twitter also suspended Dr. Ladapo's account. Now, even in this country in 2022 under Biden, people thought that was crazy, so there was an outcry, and Twitter later reversed the decision. But the fact they did it in the first place tells you everything. Dr. Joseph Ladapo is the author of Transcend Fear, a blueprint for mindful leadership in public health.
Oh my God, and he's hogging a book too. For every single segment on cable news, they have a book. I'm gonna write a book. I've had ideas for books. I'm gonna write. Everybody else write a fucking book. I'm gonna write a book.
For coming on. The response to this is shocking. You would think people would want to know, because unless I'm misreading that summary, this is
They'll have me on cable news if I write a book.
Tucker, it's an enormous deal. I've talked to people, and there's been so much confusion, as you know, over the past few years, that people have trouble sometimes even identifying when something has so clearly crossed the line. So yes. I ask people sometimes who are still, hemming and hawing about this, if this vaccine, if it had been known 2 years ago or so that this vaccine would increase cardiac death.
That is not true. 100% not true.
Approved it. The obvious answer is no, you would never give something to someone who was young and healthy and
You're
increase
right.
the risk of dying from sudden cardiac death by 84%.
But that's not true.
And their response is, well, I don't know, COVID's pretty bad. Yes, COVID can be terrible, but we don't give people medications that kill them.
That is not true.
There's been so much confusion, but...
I mean, it's true that we don't give them medications that kill them.
And it was a surprise, but that's what the numbers show.
Well, it's shocking, and it has, considering, 200 million Americans took this drug at gunpoint, they were forced to, this has massive implications.
At gunpoint, they were forced to. The Gestapo came to your house and forced you to take a vaccine. That literally happened.
There are 50 states. Why is yours the only that's telling us this?
Well, I think, frankly, it's because we are the only one that's asked the question. And, again, it's just a reflection of how many things have been so backwards during the pandemic. Of course you look more closely at cardiac adverse events when you already know that the vaccine is increasing the incidence.
It is not. Holy shit. He keeps making the claim over and over again, which I just want to point out is not true. Social media users shared that like he didn't even do it himself, because this is an old article. This is from 7 months ago. He just read something on Facebook, and he's saying, we did a study in Florida. He's just passing off shit he saw on Facebook. And because he's a doctor, he's saying it's true. Social media users are sharing a false claim that people aged 25 to 44 in the United States experienced an 84% increase in excess mortality due to the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. The posts include a 2-minute video of Edward Dowd, who described himself as an equity investment executive. Speaks about the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, data on the War Room show with former Trump advisor Steve Bannon. Dowd does not have any medical or public health background listed on his LinkedIn page. The CDC notes that on the page that there are several limitations to the data, saying it is provisional and incomplete. The estimates presented may be an early indication of excess mortality related to COVID-19, which should not be interpreted, but should be interpreted with caution until confirmed by other data sources such as the state or local health departments. Oh, apparently Florida's saying he's confirmed it. So if you would like to read the Reuters fact check on that, boom.